You may now settle into your chairs, and we will have a couple precious moments to tune into the silence within. Now we will be blessed with the beautiful sounds from Luke Mont and Omega Ray.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's time to wake up. Y'all feeling all right? All right, good, because we're going to require you to clap your hands. We're missing Kev Choice this morning due to unforeseen circumstances, so we need you to be the rhythm and the soul this morning, all right? All right. I think let's get this together. Yeah. This is also a song where you can help us sing it too. So it's call and response, all right? All right. Oh, I'm supposed to start. Here we go. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Let me live in a, hey.
Hey. Oh, let me know that love is all around me.
Let me know that love is all around me.
Oh, let me know that love is all around me.
Let me know that
learn from all the ways I fail.
Let me learn in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me learn from all the ways I fail.
Let me learn in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me know that love will heal us all.
Let me know that love will heal us all.
Oh, let me know that love will heal us all.
Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way.
Good morning. Thank you so much. Lukeman, Frank, Omega Ray. You are a full band, orchestra between the two of you. It was fantastic. My name is Rain. I'm your host today, and I'm here to welcome you to the Oakland Center for Spiritual Living, where we teach spiritual principles and practices that nourish us, uplift us, and celebrate our oneness with all of life. Welcome to those of you joining via live stream and YouTube this morning. And a very special welcome to anyone here for the first time today. Is anyone here for the first time today? Fantastic, welcome. If you'd keep your hand up, our ushers have a gift for you. If you'd like to learn more about Oakland Center for Spiritual Living, you can reach out to Constance Chapman, our administrative coordinator at constance@oaklandcsl.org. Now let's take a moment to bless our children, wherever they are. There they are. And more of them are upstairs with us. We can say this together. We honor all our youth and children in our community and the world. We love you. We see you. You are Spirit's gift to us. Thank you for being in our lives. And so it is. I have just a couple announcements this morning. Next Wednesday, Reverend Eloise Oliver will be speaking on celebrating the triumphant journey. Meditation is at 6:30 and service at 7, and Wednesday services are continuing on Zoom. There is still time to make a pledge. You can mail in your card or go online to fill out your pledge card. The link is on the homepage. The compliance team is requesting that you please exit the sanctuary immediately after service using the exit doors, and our minister will be out in the courtyard if you'd like to greet her. Check the Village News for information and links to events. We have many more groups, ministries, and events happening at Oakland CSL. And as always, you can check the website, oaklandcsl.org. Now, please read along with me as I read our vision and mission statement. Oh, you know what? I'm realizing I think I missed an announcement. Can you go back one slide? It's actually not in my script, but it was in the script at one point. It's about the support for administrative coordinator. I think I didn't print that page, but I did read it somewhere. We could use an administrative coordinator assistant. It's an intern position that may become paid at some point while Constance is on taking vacations and doing what else she needs to do for herself. So if you are interested, you can email Constance at oaklandcsl.org or Reverend Jerry at revjerry@oaklandcsl.org. Okay, now we can read our vision and mission statement. The vision of the Oakland Center for Spiritual Living is to joyfully reveal the love and oneness of God. We are a welcoming and inclusive spiritual community dedicated to individual transformation and collective growth. Our purpose is to love, inspire, and serve our community and the world through education, music, prayer, and play. And so it is. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Regina Buckwalter, and I'm a practitioner here. And I am really glad to be here to pray with you today during this amazing and sacred time of the gathering of the light. And the light that is around us is the light that is coming into us. So I'm very excited to be here to honor this process. What we're going to do right now is to stand and read my new Minister Sacred Covenant Easy Prayer. So, okay, it's up there on the monitor, and we'll all read this together because we want to bring all of our energies into alignment, and we know how powerful the word is. There is only one life. This life is good. This life is God. This life is my life now. In knowing that I am one with this life, that is God, I therefore know that I am one with all of its blessed expressions, which includes the presence of a new minister for my beloved spiritual community. Because I know the highest purpose of my new minister is to reveal spirit, I know that my new minister is a revelation of God as wisdom. I know that my new minister is the fulfillment of that which has been promised by Spirit, for it is written, I am filled with divine wisdom. I allow divine mind to fill my mind now. As I stand in agreement with my beloved community, I see my new minister revealed before me as unity in the community. I now intend to experience my new minister in full cooperation and agreement with my community, knowing this truth about myself, for I am inspiring unity in diversity, embracing and nourishing our community. I am awakening the wisdom within. I am healing and expanding our community with the power of love. I am engaging the community in building a world that works for everyone. I am deepening family consciousness. As I now accept the highest expressions of a new minister into my life, I know that they are real way that merit and serves the highest and greatest good of all who are touched by their presence. I am grateful God is gracious And so it is. Ashe. So you may be seated. And just allow yourself to be centered into this sacred covenant as we have all spoken the words of our intention. And just take a pause and embrace that. The readings for today's service, and you can either read them on the PowerPoint if they come up, or just close your eyes and listen and feel them. Jesus brought to the law what is called in the Bible grace. Grace is that which is not earned, but given. Francis Bacon, second reading. Beauty itself is but the sensible image of the infinite. So as we settle into these words, we feel them. We feel grace. As subtle as it may be, or as expansive it may be, it is always present. So we settle into our chairs. We feel our humanity. We feel our feet. The feet that touch the earth. The feet that nourish us by the support of Mother Divine, Mother Earth. Mother Earth calms us. Mother Earth is the grace that moves through us. As we breathe, we deepen in to the infinite power of love. As we know, love is all there is, and love is who we are. We drop into the unconditional of the divine because the unconditional of the divine is grace that courses through us. As we allow the presence of grace, that subtle energy of harmony and peace, the infinite power of God is one within us. And we move out into the world as one with grace, one with love, one with God. As we know, God is all there is. Love is all there is. As we settle in and we ground, I know that I am one. I am absolutely one. One with grace. The gentle harmony, the blessings that touch my life. And I know this is true for me. I know that it's true for every single person in this community and in the world as we expand out from this community and touch the minds and hearts of everybody by our presence and grounding in love as we touch the earth and relax. I bless this service. I bless Reverend Jacqueline as she speaks her word and inspires us, as she always does, in the truth and principles of which we stand firmly on. The principles of God is one. Love is all there is. And she inspires us and grounds us in these principles, and I celebrate that. I bless all the musicians that have come together. I bless the support staff, the tech staff, the practitioners, the entire community, and those that are on Zoom, those that are live streaming, I guess live streaming, not Zoom, that are here. I bless our community, our sacred community, as we go through this process of transition and searching for the next person that will ground and lead our community to the next place that we are opening to. And I just release my word into the beautiful law, the quantum field of infinite possibilities, and I say yes to bringing forth the next minister. And I say yes to this transitional time. And I say yes to grace in our life, as I say yes to love. I release my word, and so it is. Amen. It is. Amen.
I wasn't about to start playing. That's Kev's job.
Please let me feel inner peace from my center at the center of me. Please let me feel inner peace from my center at the center of me. Please let me feel inner peace from my center at the center of me. Please let me feel inner peace from my center at the center of me. My heart is open. I am aware. In me there's a knowing of love, love, love. My heart is open. I am aware. In me is a knowing of love, 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 love. Ooh, 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 please let me feel. Please let me feel inner peace from my center at the center of me. Please let me feel inner peace from my center at the center of me. My heart is open. I am aware. In me's a knowing of love, love, love. My heart is open, and I am aware. In me's a knowing of love.
Oh my gosh. Thank you both so much. That was so beautiful. You are sacred instruments in your own beingness. How beautiful. Thank you. And that certainly set the tone. I'm Reverend Jerry. Good morning, everyone. It's so good to see you, and live streamers, so good to know you're there. Today's a special day. Today is a day of such loving kindness and joy. Today is a day when we get to be sacredly uplifted by Rev.D.J.Edwards. Now, she's a regular here, believe me, and we just love having her. She's inspiring, and she is a dear friend and mentor and colleague of mine that I just simply adore. And I'm so glad you're here, and let's give her a hand, Reverend D. Jacqueline Edwards.
So I'm just going to hold this. Something in my hand or not. Hey. Let's try that again. Without the mouse. Okay. This is sisterhood in action. This is what you're watching here. She's connecting. So I can truly have hands free. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good morning, Oakland Center. Good morning. And good morning, Oakland Center in the world. What we call live streaming. Isn't the technology wonderful? Absolutely divine. See, she's still fixing me. I really appreciate that too. And so I'm going to just start with the praying myself in, knowing that there is absolutely only one whole, complete, and perfect life. And that life is God, that life is my life, that life is the life of each one of us here in the sanctuary, each one on the live stream, and each one on the entire planet. And so what I know and I declare for this time that we have together is that it is indeed spirit speaking to spirit, that there is a divine connection and communication. And I, D. Jacqueline Edwards, speak this word, and as Ernest Holmes so eloquently quoted Emerson, I get my bloated nothingness out of the way and let spirit have its way with me. Ashe, amen, I mean, aho, and so it is. Hey, so these are some incredibly interesting and wonderful, wonderful times that we're living in. The first thing I want to hearken back to is to your sacred covenant. Your sacred covenant. You have made a covenant with the divine, and by you, I mean this community that is Oakland Center for Spiritual Living that has such a rich heritage and history here in this magnificent city of Oakland. And I'm bringing that for two reasons. For one reason is because I want to personally endorse both the process of the covenant. I am actually a co-creation facilitator in training, which means, among other things, that I got to sit as a prayer presence for your process. And so in doing that, I got yet again to see the sweetness, the joy, and the commitment of who this community is. And so in experiencing that, the second piece is that I want to invite each one of you to take a personal stake, to take a greater, because you already have a personal stake, but to take a greater, a more expanded personal stake in that covenant by putting it someplace where you can see it and by reading it every day. It's not just a Sunday thing. Just like our spiritual practice is not just a Sunday thing. I have taken it upon myself that whenever anyone asks, how do you do anything? Whatever the thing is, whatever the opportunity is, even if it comes on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or a Saturday, the answer is prayer. The answer is we take it to our spiritual practice. The goal is to develop ourselves in our practice and our practices to the degree that we are praying unceasingly. Now, we've all heard that expression, praying unceasingly. Doesn't that sound good? Praying unceasingly. And we may even have a picture or a thought about what that means. You know, we may hear the chanting from the east, or we may hear those beautiful Aramaic prayers. We may have some thought about what it means when we talk about praying unceasingly. So one of the things I'm inviting us to do today is to take a deeper dive into that idea by recognizing that praying unceasingly includes our theme of the month and our theme for today, which is seeing the beauty. Seeing the beauty. I'm inviting us to consider that when I place myself in nature, like I could place myself outside of nature. Think about that. But we use that expression, right? When I put myself in nature, I am experiencing the divine. And in that moment, in this opportunity to pray unceasingly, the invitation is to recognize it in the moment, right? So we don't just walk through the forest and go, oh, what beautiful trees, and keep going. That's not the call. That's not the opportunity. That's not the requirement today. And I'm going to come back to why it's a requirement today. But we pause and we allow ourselves to feel it. We touch. We reach out and touch. We touch the ground. If you feel comfortable doing so, you take your shoes off and you let your feet feel the earth. And as you're being in that experience with nature, we recognize the divine in it. We declare, thank you, Mama. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We declare an acknowledgement and an awareness that we, in our oneness with all that there is, that we are one with that and so much more. And when I stand in that sacred and on that holy ground and do my prayer work from that place, I am both deepening my experience of my prayer, and I'm recognizing my oneness with the allness, and I am casting a word further than even my imagination can take me in the moment. I'm casting a word that comes back filled. There's a word, a line, and a prayer that says, my cup runneth over, filled in greater proportion than I can even imagine. What am I talking about? I am talking about this idea of being one with the beauty of all of life, of being one with the earth. I'm saying that the earth is calling us and calling us to a way of being that incorporates recognizing our oneness with it and operating from that, and that there is therefore a reciprocal relationship that when we go there to pray, that our prayer is empowered even that much more. Amen? Okay. I'm going to roll up my sleeves now and talk about what I thought I was going to talk about. So a big part of our theme and our topic today, and we've already heard it a little bit, is this idea of grace. grace. The title, Seeing Beauty, we've talked about that part, feeling grace. And again, in the idea and the ideation that as within, so without, we are invited first to feel this experience of grace. Grace, as again has already been stated, it's not something you have to go get. It's not something you have to work for. It is a part of your divine birthright. I'm going to say that again. It is a part of your divine birthright. From the moment of conception, I'm going back before that first breath out here. From the moment of conception, grace was woven all through it. Now, in the book of Ephesians, the 2nd chapter, verses 8 through 9, it says, "For by grace are ye saved through faith." I'm going to read that again because there is that connection of grace and faith. "For by grace are ye saved through faith, and that not of yourselves." You didn't do this. This is not one of our creations. It is not one of the many things that we've managed to create simply from our humanness, although we don't do anything simply from our humanness because we know that we are God, having that human experience. But sometimes we get it twisted and think we're in charge. We think we're in charge of something. And those are the times that we forget to do that spiritual practice. We forget to do our prayer work. We forget to meditate before we leave the house. And what we're being called to do, I'm circling back to that again, is to pray unceasingly. "For by grace are ye saved through faith, and that not of yourselves, it is the gift of God, not of works, lest anyone should boast." The background of this idea of seeing beauty and feeling grace is contextualized in the idea of celebration of reaching our summit. And the quote is, "In celebration of reaching our summit, we appreciate our view from a higher plane." And what I want to remind us of is that what we appreciate appreciates, right? So again, as we do our work, we go out into the world and we go out into the natural world. In some ways, when we expand out into the natural world, we may find ourselves on an incline. I'm looking at Sister Carmen, practitioner Carmen, sitting here, and once upon a time I was part of her classes that she didn't like for us to call it boot camp, y'all, so I'm not going to call it boot camp. She called it fitness camp. In fitness camp, we often walked up inclines. And so as we were walking up an incline, when we got to the top, you could see the view. You could see everything that was spread out before you, and you could appreciate the view. So we're invited to consider that, again, as we do our internal work, we are metaphorically climbing up to a higher level of consciousness. And from that place, we have a different and a higher view. And as we have a higher view, we have a different appreciation of the wonders, not just of the physical world, but the wonders of the spiritual world that lies behind all that is the physical world. And as we have that higher appreciation of it, we want to take better care of it. Amen? Amen. All right. So, for the last few days, we've been hearing about COP26. Right? COP26. Now, I had to look that up. What does COP mean? What does it stand for? COP stands for Conference of the Parties. conference of the parties. And the 26 means that this was the 26th meeting that they had. So for anyone that may not know, the COP26 was a meeting that was called and has been called for the last 26 years by the United Nations to discuss climate and to discuss what it is that we collectively want to do to address climate change. Now, in our Centers for Spiritual Living global vision, we have this sentence: we envision a world which has renewed its emphasis on beauty, nature, and love through the resurgence of creativity, art, and aesthetics. In order to do that, the thing has to be in a state that we can appreciate it, right? We have to be able to see the trees, which means we have to get rid of the fog, the smog, the pollution, the anything else that might be standing between where we're standing and the trees. Yes? In order to appreciate, in order to see, we have to, again, go within. Back to, what's the answer? The answer is always prayer. We have to go back in and do our prayer work and ask, what is it that is uniquely, divinely, perfectly, and impeccably mine to do? And then go forth and do that. Now, I don't know that these people at COP26 started their work with prayer. But what I do know is that they started it with intention. And they started it with an intention to move us in a forward direction by us, the entire planet, to move the entire planet forward in a forwardly direction that would both improve the conditions on the planet that a little bit funky right now due to that experience that we've created, climate change. Right? So their goal is to move us forward, to move us in a direction that we indeed both create a world that works for everyone, and we create a planet and environment in which we all get to thrive. Now, this is where we go to some religious science basics right here. And we go to some religious science basics in this way. In that what we know, teach, and preach is that, and yes, some of us do preach in addition to giving a talk. Some of us preach also. But what we know is that, again, what we appreciate does what? Appreciates. What we know is that we find the good and praise it. What we know is that what we raise up in consciousness gets raised up in form. Why am I saying this? I am saying this because I'm inviting us to turn away from appearances. That is, the news, the media is telling us, well, they didn't do this and they didn't do that, and they weren't able to do this, but they weren't able to do that, but they got some things done. And if we consider, when I looked at these dates, I just had to laugh. These folks were working for all of 13 days. It started October 31st and it ran through November 12th. 13 days. Now, before we go, well, that's long enough. Wait. It was attended by, it will involve upwards of 30,000 people, representing over 200 countries, businesses, NGOs, faith groups, and many more. 200 representatives of various types of entities got together, and they did some magnificent work. They did some magnificent work in 13 days. So again, I'm inviting us to put our focus on what got accomplished as opposed to what did not get accomplished. I want to circle back around to grace and say that when two or more, we've heard that, are gathered together, touching and agreeing, There is a Christ consciousness in the midst of it that moves the thing forward. This was not just 2, it was 200 plus, really, representatives. So by definition, based on what we say we believe, there had to be some forward motion. We believe that heaven consciousness is within us and that we experience it to the degree that we become conscious of it. And that's all I've been talking about, is bringing our consciousness, bringing our awareness to that which we want to see experienced and expressed, and putting our energetic prayer and actions and activity behind it. Emma Curtis Hopkins, we're going deep into our roots now. Emma Curtis Hopkins, who is credited with being the teacher of teachers. What that means is that all of the teachers who created this thing that we call New Thought, be it religious science, divine science, Christian science, all the sciences that are also spiritual, Emma Hopkins taught the people that started those movements. She says, "It is one duty we seem to have laid out before us as a race, that we reject the idea of the absence of good by the word of truth boldly spoken concerning good as omnipresent." Isn't that just as convoluted as you could possibly get? What is she talking about? Okay, let's break it down. Emma Curtis Hopkins, at the core of her teachings, says that we have 2 choices. We can focus on the good, thereby creating more good, or we can focus on the absence of good. And when we focus on the absence of good, what do we get? The absence of good. It's really that simple. It's really that fundamental. That's not a word that we often use in our New Thought vocabulary, but I'm inviting us to use it. I'm inviting us to consider that it is time to get back to basics, that it is time to go for what we know. And what we know is that what I put my attention on increases. And it does not matter if that thing is a little bitty thing. Back to nature, it does not matter if it's the seed that we plant, because the seed that we plant becomes the great big tree when it is tended to. We are at a time where it's not a do it if you'd like, do it if you think it's a good idea, do it if it calls to you in those 5 minutes while you're waiting for the people to bring your food. That's not what time it is. It is a pray unceasingly time. It is a time where there is no direction that we can turn in that we don't see a call and an opportunity for prayer. As we respond to, as we put that prayer and that spiritual practice into motion, we are divinely guided to what is ours to do, who it is ours to support. I'm inviting us today to specifically give thanks for those 200 folks that had the courage in 2021 to come together to even talk about what it is we can do regarding climate change. And I am banking on us. I'm banking on us collectively. I'm banking on a collective energetic that moves us up, moves us out, and moves us forward. I am inviting us to consider Martin Luther King Jr.'s quote, one of his many, many quotes. It's on the wall at the African American Museum in Washington, D.C. And actually, he was quoting someone else as well. But it is one of my favorites. The moral arc of the universe is long, but it bends towards justice. Ashe? Amen. And so it is. And so as I enter our prayer time, as I bring into my and our collective consciousness an awareness of spirit moving in, as, and through each one of us, and each one calling for prayer today, I invite us to anchor our awareness in this idea that we keep the eye single, that we allow that thing that is grace to wash over us. I let the grace wash over me. And as I do so, I know that that grace that washes over me also blesses and prospers the Oakland East Bay Gay Men's Chorus. As I let the grace wash over me, I know that our planet, Mother Earth, that she is saying a great big yes each and every time each one of us individually and collectively walk upon the planet with gratitude. I am knowing that our youth and the youth of the world, wherever they are, be they in Afghanistan, be they in Ethiopia, be they in South Africa, be they in any place in Europe or Asia, that the youth of the world are absolutely blessed by our actions and our activity. I'm blessing those who are in service of any sort. I'm blessing those in the military as we've celebrated Veterans Day this week. I'm blessing those in service in medicine, those in service in fire and police, those in service to our babies that we call teachers. I'm blessing, blessing, blessing. And I am specifically speaking a word of healing in every area where it is required for Joyce Lamar, for Jaquan Floyd, for Donna P., for the Jones family, for our sweet Lita DeVille, for Ellsworth Lear, for Mr. Lee and family, for the Copra family, Nancy's family, for Errol Jackson, speaking a word of power and presence and healing and perfect resources for all of those that are impacted by any of those conditions that we call disasters, be it weather, be it COVID-19, whatever it is, it's not bigger than my God, because my God is an awesome God. And so I know, I declare, and I accept for Trudy Chastain and for Nancy Francis that there is absolute perfection, that the wholeness, completion, and perfection that is the natural way of being that came right along with that grace that resides at the center and core is resonating out through every single cell and fiber of body and being, is resonating out through all affairs and through all relationships, absolutely bringing into alignment with health, wholeness, peace, prosperity, joy, and more love than the heart can hold. I release this word to the immutable and impeccable law that always and in always simply says yes. And if any part of this prayer resonates with you, then I invite you to join me in releasing it by collectively declaring Ashe, Amen, Amin, Aho, and so it is. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. So I want you to keep that attitude going, that excitement. Come on, let's clap some more. Come on, applause, applause. Now we are applauding for you because it's your turn. It's your turn to give the gifts, that keep the lights on, right? We love these fixtures, these light fixtures. We love our technology, yes? All of that, yes? We love our leadership, Reverend Jerry, the other staff ministers here, our practitioners. We love that this is a place that you can come for prayer. We love all of that. And one of the ways in our happy little Western culture that we express that love is through our giving, through our donations. So there's that part of it. Just cause this is a place where you come and get fed. But it gets better. How does it get any better than that? It gets better. Because underneath that thing, that idea of as ye give, so shall ye receive, is a bigger idea that you cannot outgive God. I hear some amens over here. You cannot outgive God, right? And there's a piece of that says, check me out. See if I will not pour you out a blessing you shall not have room enough to receive. So I want to challenge you today. I want to invite you to add at least 50% to whatever it is you thought you were going to give today. You laughing. I'm serious. For real. And see. This is the taste and see. You know, you coming back next week. If it doesn't work, don't do it. Taste and see. Our giving affirmation, first of all, these are all the different ways you can donate, and particularly if you're live streaming. Live streamers, you do not get to not be in this, right? Even if you're in your pajamas, you can reach your wallet with the card, right? So you can donate online using, look, we take Visa, MasterCard, and Discover. Not everybody takes Discover. I learned that the hard way. You can text to give. That's my favorite. I love that. You text to give. It sends you a message. You give your money. It's done. Zelle is also another instant opportunity. Can we have our giving affirmation back? I think I bypassed it. But could we get that back? So we can really affirm our good. Okay, holding your gift in your consciousness, in your hand, or in your heart, let us together say, this gift I give is God in action. It does good work in the world and blesses creation. And so it is. Thank you very much.
That was a wonderful word. Give it up. One second. Good morning or evening, friends. Here's your friendly announcer. I have serious news to pass on to everybody. What I'm about to say could save us from disaster, could bring you joy and laughter from tears and pain. Is that love
Love's
in need of love today? Don't delay. Send yours in right away. It's going round, breaking many hearts. Stop it, please, before it's gone too far. Too far, yeah.
The force of evil plans to make you its possession. And it will, if we let it, destroy everybody. We all must take precautionary measures. If love and peace you treasure, then you hear me when I say, oh, that love's in need of love today. Don't delay, send yours over right away. Oh, the hate's going round, breaking many hearts. Whoa, stop, please stop it, please, before it's gone too far. Love's in need of love today. Don't delay, send yours right away. You know that hate's gone round, and it's breaking hearts. Why don't you please stop it, please, yeah, before it's gone too far.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Woo. Just short on words here. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Rev.D.J.Edwards again. Aw. And thank you all for being here, but it's not over yet. Today is a very musically inspired day. Today is our Nonprofit Partner Day. So I want to, first of all, give such great thanks to Aaron and to Beth, who have coordinated our nonprofit partners throughout the years and who are bringing such amazing opportunities to us to give back into the community. So thank you both so much. And yes, it takes a great deal of work, and we're all set for 2022, so we're ready to go as time moves forward. But today is a special Nonprofit Partner Day because I'm so pleased to welcome back in one of our practitioners who took training, practitioner studies here, John Chastain, and he's here to tell you about our amazing nonprofit partner group. So, John. I'll put this on for you. Okay, just a minute here. There you go.
Thank you so much, Reverend Terry, and good morning. I have the distinct pleasure. I want to thank you for your sermon. I want to thank you for touching my heart and reawakening beautiful things. And especially for saying, now is the time. We all need to, I need to sit down and figure out what's mine to do because there's a lot going on. So thank you. And it also reminded me, we're always practicing something, always. What is getting our attention? And when I was taking classes and becoming a practitioner, I realized that whether it's like, ooh, that neighbor kind of sucks, or I got myself a new car, my mom is beautiful, whatever it is, got my attention and multiplied. So as a gay man, I needed my attention to go to an organization that would nourish me. And I found the Oakland Gay Men's Choir. And it is my distinct pleasure to welcome up Wally B. Please come up. He's one of our board members. And he's what I want to call a natural practitioner. We're going to play a song for you that we recorded during COVID, which Wally wrote. And as you listen to it, he's going to speak a little bit about what we do, the mechanics in our community. But I want you to hear his heart in it, where his attention is, and what we as a group are giving Oakland, which really needs it: love, understanding, and compassion. And I want to thank, oh my gosh, you guys alone were just beautiful. Thank you to our wonderful musicians, and to Andy, who does all that with the musicians. So with that, I'd like to introduce Wally B. It's kind of scary.
Forget your mask, darling. It's funny that John said, talking about putting his intention on things, because that was one of the last things I wrote down. What I put my intention on increases. And what I've been putting my intention on over the last couple of years has been music, composition specifically. I've been part of the Oakland Gay Men's Chorus for 11 years. I know, don't let the youth fool you. The moisturizer is strong in this one. I want to share a couple of things as I introduce my piece. First of all, the Oakland Gay Men's Chorus gives voice through song to a community where everyone matters. That's our mission. I am honored and humbled to be a part of your service this morning as a guest, as a member of the board of the Oakland Gay Men's Chorus, and also as a composer of the piece that you're about to hear. My first hat is as a guest. Thank you for opening your hearts and the center to the sharing of the harmony, peace, and love that is tangibly present in your midst. I think I heard the word love more times this morning than I have in quite some time. And I wrote a few things down off of your mission and values. Love is the greatest power. That love will heal us all. And you're singing this morning that we should love in a holy, holy way. And I believe you also said that we are healing and expanding our community with the power of love. So the second hat that I have on is a representative of the Oakland Gay Men's Chorus. I've served on the board for a number of years. I served as secretary, as vice president. Now I'm a member at large. Service is in my nature, and I love to be a part of this organization. And we thank you for thinking about us as sponsoring as your nonprofit of the month. It's really great. Your sponsorship of the chorus helps keep us going. Our mission and values are integral parts of who we are as an organization, and we regularly seek to build and maintain connections with the Oakland and the Bay Area communities. We also invite you to join us for our upcoming concerts. Now, here's your call to action. It's not active on our website yet, so you're going to have to go over the next couple of days and look for tickets. We have 3 shows. One is December 10th, Friday, in Berkeley. December 11th, Saturday, at First Presbyterian in Alameda. It's a really beautiful old church down there. If you've never been, that's real beautiful. And then it's Sunday is at First Presbyterian in Montclair. Parking is incredibly limited, so carpool if you come to Montclair. My final hat is as a composer of the piece that you're about to hear. This song is deeply personal to me. I'm going to read what I wrote, and then I'll say something else. This song is deeply personal to me. It is an expression of a very painful experience that I decided to take and turn into a thing of beauty. Music is my spirituality. It is that which brings my soul peace, in which I feel and move and touch the world and humanity around me. Not just humanity, but everything has a song. Everything has a tune, a note. We may not always hear it as music, but it is indeed there. I have the privilege of sharing my creation with you today as performed by the Oakland Gay Men's Chorus. We recorded this piece of music before Thanksgiving of last year. We were supposed to perform it COVID April in our concert that was canceled. And so instead, it was our gift to the community to do it as a virtual choir, which is what you're going to see in just a moment. My gift to the chorus was this piece of music. It typically costs thousands of dollars to commission a piece. And it was my privilege to be able to compose this and give it to the chorus as an ongoing legacy and something that we get to use and share with our community. My wish for you, as you hear this moment of song and beauty, that you are also able to feel and hear that at the end of a day, at the end of a year, and at the end of a life, love is all that matters.
Love is all that matters at the end of the day. It fills us up with happiness and chases clouds away. Storms rage, tempests roll, but this lighthouse will show the way. Love is all that matters at the end of the day. When the year has passed and another is on the way, love is all that matters to keep old age at bay. We fight, we cry, we struggle, and this beacon through time shines clear. Love is all that matters at the end of a year. At the end of our lives, we face the unknown, seeking to calm our fears. We hope to find the meaning that makes
Wow. Wow. Such a beautiful voice you have. Wow. Whoa. Tenor? Baritone. Wow. Amazingly beautiful voice. So clear. And thank you to Luc Mont. Omega Ray. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. To come together and to harmonize so beautifully. Thank you. Oh. I was mesmerized by the beauty of this amazing, heartfelt music. So I want to thank everybody that has come together today in the community here, up close and personal with your mask on. Thank you for showing up. Thank you, live streamers, for tuning in, musicians, tech. It does take a village, and we have an incredibly connected and committed village, and we're all showing up while we go through this transition, and we're supporting one another, and it's a pretty amazing time for our community as we ground in our principles and our covenant and call forth the consciousness that will lead us forward. It's a consciousness, it's not a personality. It's somebody that will embody all of these principles on the covenant. And we're just aligning in that, and it's very special right now. I also want to say that there is a prayer box now at the foyer back there, at the end down there, as you walk out. And you can write your prayers and your intentions. Our community loves to pray, and we have a ministry of prayer. And trust me, I tell my siblings back east in Pittsburgh, we have a God squad here. And, you know, and they have prayed for my family, and it's a very powerful alignment in prayer that serves our community here. So we have a prayer box, and you can write your prayers on that. We also have practitioners that will pray for you right now after the service is over. We have a prayer room, and we love to pray. We can pray with you for anything, everything, celebrations, requests. Whatever you're going through, we can help you out, you know, and our prayers work. I know that. So thank you, musicians, again and again, and our nonprofit. Thank you for showing up, John. It's really great to see you when you show up here. I just love your sweet, sweet, loving, kind presence. So now we're going to say our affirmation, and you can stand. I appreciate beauty and grace that dwell within all creation. And so it is. Okay, we get even more music. Thank you. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much.
We get to all sing this one, okay?
Yeah,
If you know it.
definitely. Blessed always, blessed always, for the arms of God surrounds us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say amen. Blessed always, blessed always, for the arms of God surround us. Let our joy be so
we rest in God and say amen. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say amen.
I want to throw in some gratitude to these two, and I want to share with you that they perform in the world too. Because Thursday I was over at Yoshi's, and Sister Girl Omega here threw down. Bro was hanging out in the audience. They tried to coax him, but I want to really share that they are in the world, and look for them in the world, and go support our musicians in the world, as well as here on Sunday. And thank you so much for your magnificent music today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a beautiful Sunday.
Right, and so it is.